G'day guys, how are we? Here's your information about profiling at a very high level with your homework as well as far as the real talk is concerned. So we're at sort of the second phase after we've helped build our culture code, which is looking at draft format like uh, this one here. Yep, there we go, beautiful. So there's your team behaviors and the values that you'd like to be recognized as. We'll come back to that in a secundo. Okay, so profiling. Profiling is inside of the Performance by Design system because it helps increase our levels of self-awareness to then in turn recognize the beautiful gifts that our teammates and we also bring to the table. When we do that, we can ultimately build stronger professional and personal relationships by quite simply speaking to people's listening, but also behaving in a way that is guided in the best interest of the team, which is exactly what the behaviors are designed to do. But with profiling, we get to understand at a more deeper level the natural strengths that we have and also the areas of growth that we have. Okay. And further to my point in last session, it also helps us communicate better and particularly how to deal with our natural tendencies under pressure as well. Okay. So, in simple format, it's understand self, understand others, adapt and connect and take action so that we're consistently strengthening those internal relationships. Because the big thing about the world and the way we see it is we see the world not as it is, but as we are. So, the lens by which we look through has a big impact on our opinions, our observations, our decision making. Yeah. And when you think about this, obviously the test was a self, or the survey was a self perception. You were answering questions based on how you saw yourself. And some people look in the mirror and see a lion as a cat, if you will, right? And others you may think you're a lion, but other people see you as a cat. Okay. And a very famous picture inside of the profiling space is the old lady from Czechoslovakia and the young lady from France. So I'll keep that up there for a second. You might want to pause this, but there's two women in this picture, one young lady, one older lady. And we might spend 4 or 5 minutes trying to identify the old lady and the young lady, but we're seeing the same thing. Okay. So the 4 different profile energies that we have, the 4 colors and the bird types. We have the cool blue, analytical, introverted thinking type of energy. Okay, show no bias, objective, detached, order, process, analytical systems. The other introverted energy is the cool or the earth green, still, tranquil, calming, soothing. Okay, we love the greens because they bring harmony to the team. They're good team players. They often do what's best for the team, often in spite of themselves. Okay. They are often nurses or elementary school teachers, primary school teachers, or look after handicapped children. Whereas your other introverted energy, the cool blues, we love them because they're more the order. They're the accountants and the engineers of the groups. Obviously, they're the jobs they tend to gravitate to and are quite good, or even computer programmers. Yeah. Now, on the other side of the wheel, we have the more extroverted energy with the sunshine yellow being cheerful, uplifting. We love the yellows because they bring a good positive energy. They have lots of ideas and they often see the bright side of life. Yeah. Definitely extroverted and with a relationship focus. The other extroverted energy, though, is more task oriented. The fiery reds, we love the reds because they're positive, they're bold, they get stuff done and they drive performance, they drive results. Okay. Now we have all different colors, but just in different energies. We're not just red, we're not just yellow, green, or blue. We have all the colors, but in different energies and intensities, and in a different order and preferences. And neurologically, we live in our highest first 2 colors more easily than the rest. And if the number's high, we live in there very easily, energetically. And if our number's very low for those types of jobs, we burn more neuro energy. And we'll talk about that in the session. So when you look at on a good day, the blues, which we nickname the owls, are cautious, precise, and deliberate and love order and structure and getting the process right and the structure right and the systems right. And they want to do a good job and they don't do with accuracy. So their kryptonite is often inaccuracy, task-oriented, introverted energy. Across the red, when they're other task-oriented type of people, they're more extroverted. They're the doers to get more stuff done. Bold and assertive, purposeful, strong-willed, determined. We love them for that because they get stuff done. The bottom of the wheel is more relationship-oriented. The green, caring, introverted doves and the eagles are red. The doves, caring, encouraging, and supportive, harmonious types. That's why we call them doves. But their kryptonite is conflict. And the kryptonite for reds is failure. Okay. Then the extroverted yellow peacocks, we're more extroverted, relationship oriented, demonstrating, enthusiastic, persuasive, sociable, dynamic, love to be around people, asking questions, having a conversation, a bit like me. Okay. But then on not a great day, we can see people's behavior change a little bit. Blues get a bit stuffy, cold, and reserved and get stuck in the data. Reds can get a bit overbearing, intolerant, and impatient and control the situation. The greens can get a bit, I just want it to go away. Let me just, if all this conflict goes away, I'll be good. I'll come back later on. They get a bit stubborn and rely on other people to do stuff. And the yellows, we get a bit excitable and frantic and start to make decisions and move quickly when we should probably look at the data and look at the logic of it all. I'm going to send you this deck. It's attached to this email. Okay. Have a read through it. I'm going to take you through this in more detail about how we use it around communication styles and to help guide our behavior, particularly under pressure. Okay. So more on that. As far as your homework is concerned, we have your culture code here, your team behaviors from the session and the values. Focus mostly on your behavior. What you're going to do is fill out your self-reflection form from top to bottom. How do you want to be described? What values do you want to be recognized as? What are your personal values? Dump down a bunch of words and pick your top 3. From the behaviors list and anything else. So go to your behaviors list and add anything else in there. What are your strengths? What do you think the team wants you to keep doing? And any stories to substantiate that information? And what are your areas of growth? What do you think you can improve on? And any stories and examples to validate that? Final part is the expectations. What do you think the team will expect of you? Okay. It's a moderately different question, but similar, but it often evokes another little tweak to your understanding of how you're showing up as a leader. Okay. Then in the peer-to-peer real talk, put your team members' names down in the group you're in and do a very similar exercise looking at your teammates. Why you love working with them, examples to support it, and what you think they can improve on, and examples to support it, and keep leaning on your culture code to reference the behaviors. We may add to this and we're going to refine it over time, but if there are other behaviors that are not on there that you see are fit into your self-reflection and your peer-to-peer, that's fine as well. Okay. It's just a reference point for the conversation about performance until we refine it and get really clear on those 6 to 10 that we're going to land on as a team. Okay. Good luck with it. It should take you about half an hour up to 40 minutes total. And we will be speaking this out in the session. So you will get to elaborate and you'll get to go back and forth and communicate as to where your gaps in your feedback and real talk may be. Okay. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday at 11:15 a.m. Cheers for now.